Alright, as promised, I got another video. As promised, this one is gonna be a little more serious. This was like about like what's really going on. It's like basically I mentioned video before about about the whole transgender bathroom law thing, about about how it's just basically just such a distraction. People like basically it's just get people to fight amongst each other, fight amongst themselves, get them confused about gender and identity and all this other stuff, but what really going on now. I'm just kind of here to kind of wake people up a little bit. That's lately. I see. It feels like that's my job lately. But basically, one thing. I mean, there's a couple other things, but this one I want to focus on is what's going on, like the the 9/11 Commission report, like the 28 pages that were redacted from the original like 9/11 Commission report that was like done in, like way back in 2002, following the 9/11 terrorist attacks, which of course, as everyone knows, it was tragic, it was horrible, it was awful. I mean, I remember when I was there. I remember where I was, like when it happened, when I first heard about it, and I saw the news footage and all that stuff. I mean, I was in middle school actually. I was in sixth grade. That was like it'll be almost 15 years since. But now, apparently, now it just came out with people. Well, a lot of people have been saying this whole time. That Saudi Arabia is connected. They're involved. They helped fund the terrorists and everything like that. I think a lot of, like, I'm not sure how many of the hijackers or the people involved were Saudi descent, okay, and which is a country that the U.S. has been tied at the hip for quite some time. We just apparently our country, our leaders, people in both parties. I mean, Obama does it, Bush did it, and Clinton did it. Like, people, it's both Democrats and Republicans. They're tied at the hip, bowing down, kissing up to the Saudis. The Saudi royal family. All this whole time, which is, and it turns out, they apparently, like, if these pages are released, it'll prove that the Saudis were involved. They had a connection. Okay, they had a stake in this whole thing, and that our government allowed it to happen. Okay, and they covered them up for it at the expense of everyone else. The families that died, that lost people during 9/11. Now I think, look, they have a right to know what really happened. They know the truth. Our government needs to come clean. To release the pages. If I know there's a bill that I guess which I think at some like bipartisan traction that would allow the families to sue Saudi Arabia for what they had done, which come on. I mean, wouldn't you? Imagine if you were one of the families of people like Obama and the piece of shit named Lindsey Graham. There's a special place in hell for bastards like him, like who basically say, you don't get a lawyer, you don't get to sue. At least like Obama might consider releasing that 28 pages. That'll probably be like one of the few good things he's done. I don't know if it probably won't be for the right reasons. He's probably just to cover his ass or exonerate himself or whatever like that. But okay, like, look, if I think people need to, like, see what's going on here. Like, I mean, it's just that there are real world issues, a lot going on. I think we don't need to basically be fighting amongst ourselves amongst, like, petty issues, like arguing about bathrooms or making them or anything like that, or like, or just kind of confusing people, like, about, which bathroom to use and whether or not they're a boy or a girl or anything, or any other petty issue like that. Okay, let's focus on the real issues that matter. Okay, like this being one of them, the 9/11 Commission report, like the 28 pages that were redacted. That now when people like way back when talked about this, they were labeled a conspiracy theorist, tinfoil hat wearing a tinfoil hat. But now it seems a lot of these folks have been vindicated. Okay, like, so now it seems like the truth is further and further coming out. A lot of people are angry, rightfully so. Okay, and of course I'm sure the families are, and a lot of the American citizens like myself, they're angry. The government. I've been mistrustful of the government myself, and for quite some time. I've always been since I was a kid. But now, when you grow up, seeing things, you're realizing that things aren't always what they seem. There's like, it's almost like the Wizard of Oz. There's a man behind the curtain, that type of thing. I'm just using that analogy because it's simple enough and it's someone that a lot of people will get. But Donald Trump, he kind of talked about it first. Like, he talked about, I guess, calling out Jeb for all the things his brother did and everything like that. Talking about how the war in Iraq was a mistake, which it was. Okay, the Iraqis had nothing to do with it. We should have went after the freaking Saudis. Okay, in which Bin Laden is. I think Bin Laden is from Saudi Arabia. Okay, so and basically people protected his ass, and the CIA had a hand, and all these other government agencies, propped these bastards up, gave them weapons. Okay, so our government had a hand on this. I'm not saying the government like created these people, but they helped fund these people and prop them up, for their own agendas and purposes. Now, No, no, they're just trying to cover their ass. I mean, it's just another day, another day in DC, you know. But I think we do need to, like, we do need, this is something we need to care about, okay? Because this could affect a lots of people, and it could happen to you, you know. And I think, like, and I think, this, I mean, it's plus. I think the American people need to know, and I think the 28 pages need to be released, okay? They need to release to the public. The people have a right to know, okay? And no, and no, which and when it comes out, okay, when the government admits, like, admits blatantly that the Saudis were involved, okay, the hijackers were Saudi, and no, we need to when no, and then and we need to, like, we need to, like, no hold no we need to, like, put no we need to, like, hold those bastards to the fire, and I know Saudis threatened us, financially, and just cut us off, but you know what, they're screwing us over, okay? It's a one-sided thing, it's like it's a one-sided thing, we know the only people that benefit from this relationship are the Saudis. They're basically they're, like, I'm not saying all people in Saudi Arabia are bad, but it's a country that's, barbaric, okay? Basically, women are treated like terrorists, okay? If you're a woman, you drive a car, you get arrested, you're treated like a terrorist, okay? If you're a rape victim, you're stoned to death. If you're gay, you're executed, your head comes off. If you so much as steal, you lose your hand. So so it's like, it's basically, look, I mean, they're barbaric, okay? And we don't why are we, like, kissing up to these fuckers, okay? We don't need to be doing that, all right? We need to, like, get our shit together. We don't need to be we don't need to be, well, I think our country, what it does, we don't need to be kissing up the people who want to kill us, okay, and screw us over, like Saudi Arabia, like China, Iran, and everything, like, and alienating our allies, our people, like Russia, and, like, Putin, and Israel, and all these other folks. We don't need to, like, we're just, like, we basically, we alienate our allies, okay, and we kiss up to our enemies. It's just like, and because of money or whatever, like that. We need to, so, just, I don't know, man. Just this our country's going down. We need to get our shit together. We need to, like, we need to understand, like, we need to understand what's at stake here. And I think people just gotta wake up. Plain and simple. Okay. And I'll try and do more videos more often. I've been busy. I work my tail off, and I've been trying to get shit together, and maybe, hopefully, I can get maybe, like, something better, maybe a studio or something here, so I can get better lighting, and everything like that. So I could see more, and I could probably use more fancy graphics or everything like that, since I might try and do this more often. But anyway, I'll just leave it there, and y'all can give me your thoughts, and and I'll be sure to make a video soon. Take care.